And start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Next we have is the approval of the agenda.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is the approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last week.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is approval of claims for payment.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims for payment this week.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next we have is a proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Danielle.
I'm going to give you a little update too, just because we've had some change in staff again. Sergio has come on and he is now the domestic abuse advocate for Hardin, Grundy, and Butler counties. I'm no longer doing advocacy unless it's emergent. I am doing transitional housing program coordination here in Eldora. And then the other portion of my job is going to be doing community education and prevention in a four-county area. So I'll be covering Franklin, Butler, Grundy, Hardin. So we got that going on. We kicked off Domestic Violence Awareness Month with a big event at Barnstall Petting Zoo in Wellsburg. We raised over $700. We had 290 people come through the gates that day, so that was pretty exciting for us. And that's probably going to start being an annual domestic abuse awareness event. And that event was advertised in the four-county. Our hub is considered the four-county area, Franklin, Butler, Hardin, and Grundy. And so we kind of worked with all the advocates in those counties to put that event on. So that was pretty exciting for us. But it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we do have a proclamation. Do you want us to read it?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to let Sergio read it, and we'll give him something to do.
Hi, I'm Sergio. I'm the new domestic abuse advocate in Hardin, Grundy, and Butler building, and I will continue to read the proclamation. Whereas home should be a place of warmth, unconditional love, tranquility, and security, and for most of us, home and family can indeed be counted among our greatest blessings. Tragically, for many community members, these blessings are tarnished by violence and fear. And whereas domestic violence is more than an occasional family dispute, it is a serious crime that affects people of all races, ethnicities, ages, mental or physical abilities, socioeconomic status, religious backgrounds, and genders. And whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control or abuse. And whereas over 264 adults and children have been killed in the state of Iowa as a result of domestic violence since 1995. A crisis intervention service provided assistance to 268 victims of domestic violence in Hardin County in 2014. And whereas children who grow up in violent homes are abused and neglected at a higher rate than the national average, and more than 4 million children in the United States are at risk for witnessing domestic violence each year. And whereas domestic violence costs the nation over $5 billion annually in medical expenses, law enforcement and court costs, shelters and foster care, sick leave, absenteeism, and reduced worker productivity. And whereas only a coordinated community effort will bring an end to this epidemic of crime and violence, and we, as a community, must address the problem of domestic violence in our homes and neighborhoods every day of the year. And whereas a coalition of organizations has emerged to directly confront this crisis, law enforcement officials, victim service programs, healthcare providers, the faith community, and other concerned citizens are helping in the effort to end domestic violence. We must recognize the compassion and dedication of these volunteers and professionals applaud their efforts and increase public understanding of this important social problem.
You can read the last part if you want, the last paragraph.
The last paragraph says, now therefore I, Lance Granzo, Chairman of Hardin County Board of Supervisors, do hereby proclaim. Can't do that until we approve it.
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. I agree it. Lance Cransell, Chairman of Hardin County Board of Supervisors, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2015 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and urge all citizens of Hardin County to observe this month by becoming aware of the tragedy of domestic violence, supporting those who are working toward its end, and participating in the community efforts. Well, thank you.
I just need your signature on that. Thank you. Do you want a copy of this?
Yeah.
Yes. You need that first,
We're
right, Nancy?
posted upstairs on the board for the month. Can I bring you a copy? Yeah. Where would I take that to? On the office. Here, we'll make a copy and bring it over.
Okay, thanks, or if you want to go up, they can make a copy if you want to
Yeah.
do another.
Thank you.
Another trip.
All right, next, we have is accept the Judicial District Annual Report.
I will make a motion to accept the annual report for the 2nd Judicial District.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have a change of status in Community Services Department. This is what we talked about last week with Lynn. Lynn's here. You guys have any questions or comments?
No, this just puts him even with the rest of the directors in our region, so. I'll make a motion to approve the change of status, moving the position to be based on a 40-hour week.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? That doesn't change the salary, just changes the hours.
Right.
Correct.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next we have is the Auditor's Monthly Report.
I'll move to approve the auditor's report of fees collected for the month of September. Passport fees and photo fees.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next is the Sheriff's Quarterly Report.
Make a motion to approve the Sheriff's Quarterly Report.
And I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next is the Transitional Reassurance Program Fee Agreement with Blue Cross Blue Shield. We started this last year. It's part of the Affordable Care Act. According to our group services that we dealt with, they said it's a good idea for us to stay with them doing this at the cost. So we're just looking for a motion for another year.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the Transitional Reinsurance Program fee agreement with Blue Cross and Blue Shield for another year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. That ends December 31st, 2016.
Okay.
Next, we threw on here is a discussion action on a dry hydrant at the Hardin City Bridge. This is a discussion that's been brought up about 3 or 4 weeks over here. I've talked to Rick on it a little bit. I know you guys have been out looking at this. It's an access point, but it's also an emergency access point.
and it's been blocked off, it's been gated off, it's got a sign that says officially closed on it. We haven't officially closed it, so I doubt it's officially been closed. So I threw this on the agenda. Is there any questions you guys have?
It can't be closed due to emergency situations.
The dry
Fire
hydrant.
trucks need to have access to that if there's a fire in the area. It's been gated off, and so.
Rock berm pushed in there underneath the gates. Trees dropped on. 2 trees dropped, yeah. And I talked to Rick a little bit on this yesterday. He wants direction from the board as to what direction we want.
Because I think there's 2 issues. I think that the landowner took it upon herself to close access for the river access, for the canoe access. I think there's no doubt that the trees were cut and left there for that purpose, that the berm was built for that purpose, that the no trespassing signs and other unwelcoming signs were placed by her. Riprap brought in a variety of things to dissuade the public from using that access. That is a separate issue. That's a matter that we're working on with her counsel. But I think the effect of that, or the collateral damage, is the fact that this dry well or dry pump
Hydrant.
dry hydrant, fire hydrant, there's no longer access. And I don't think it's reasonable to ask the Steamboat Rock Fire Department, if they need it, to bring with them a bulldozer, a skid loader, a dump truck, and other equipment. It's just not practical. And I think that the county has an obligation to make sure the public is safe. And if someone takes it upon themselves to close a canoe access, but in doing so has cut off access to a fire hydrant, then I think the county has an obligation to respond to that. So my recommendation would be to give me the authority to send Mrs. Elaine Frericks a letter advising her that there needs to be access to that fire hydrant. And if it's not done, I would propose whatever the supervisor want, maybe 2 weeks, give her a deadline. If it's not done, then I'd recommend that the county go in and get access to the hydrant. Like I said, it's a separate matter with this river access. It's a little more complicated, but I don't think there's any authority to block access to that fire hydrant. I think the county needs to take some action.
What's the minimum time limit we can give?
I don't really think there is a minimum time limit. We want 2 weeks. I mean, originally I drafted a letter in anticipation of authority to do so, and saying October 19th, but I can put whatever date you want.
Well, and the second part of this is it's cutting off road right of way. I mean, the gate is on actual road right of way. So, and it's gone up fairly quickly, so I would hate to give her 2 weeks. I mean, if they've done this in a
Part of the
quicker manner than 2 weeks.
Part of the problem also is that the new signage says officially closed, and I'm disturbed by that, just because there has been no action by the county conservation board or by this board to close that. Now her intention may be, I own that property, therefore I have officially closed it. Well, I would hate to have a fireman go out and see the sign that says officially closed, and they don't know if it's applying to the river access or it's applying to the hydrant. It's just something that needs to be addressed.
The dry hydrant was put in through a grant they received, and they've used it for training and access for water for the north part of their region. And without that, they do not have access to water. I'm sure that affects all the residents in that area in a couple of ways. So the sooner we open it up to the fire department, the better. It's the safety of all the residents. And there
I-
are berms pushed, though, where the fire trucks back and they have to back their way in. But where they do that, there's a pretty big berm pushed in there too. So that berm will have to be removed, as well as the gates.
I don't have a problem posting signs saying no public access at this time. Even having them open that up until we figure out what the rest of it is for the public access for the canoe ramp and everything else. Is there something we'd have to do with that also? I mean, emergency access only.
Yeah.
Correct.
Just, I don't want to hinder one thing and cause a big war out there or anything else, but we do need that opened up.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
do we have signs? I don't know if you guys have any signs out there in the sign shop of
Well,
any way like that, or
Yeah. My only concern is that I would not want to post a sign that would either acquiesce or give the impression that the county has agreed that the action by the landowner was appropriate to close the canoe access. See what I'm saying?
right?
So I just don't know if I would recommend a sign that would suggest that the river access has been properly closed. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's important that the work that they do, if the landowner does not clear a lane to the fire hydrant, and then the county has to go in, I would assume that there's some way that they can do that to provide access to the fire hydrant, to the fire hydrant. I'm going to call it fire hydrant. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that's basically what it's being used for. And I would think that there could be some way to put access to fire hydrant or access to dry pump or whatever they call it, so there'd be no confusion as we continue on and trying to get this other matter sorted out. So. I don't think it's in the best interest of the county to say that this river, that they agree with what's been done and that this river access is properly closed.
Okay.
Quick comment. We still have the right of way. If we were supposed to give it back, or if that was the case and it wasn't done, we still have it. It hasn't been given back, and I think she needs to go through the proper channels to say, okay, can I get that back now, instead of just.
Because it's hard to talk about one without the other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are certainly interrelated. And we're dealing with a canoe access that basically has been in existence since the early 80s and was just shut down basically in the last, not shut down, but was taken upon the property owner to shut it down on her own in the last year. So that's members of the fire department have been out there with me and have looked at it and have expressed concern with Ron and others. So I think the immediate concern is to get access to that to the dry pump.
So making a motion to approve a letter immediately,
To authorize Rick to write a letter.
to authorize Rick to write a letter, if it hasn't already been written. To authorize a letter to be written, to be sent, to immediately reopen the access to the Steamboat Rock Fire Department to their dry hydrant.
When would you like that completed by?
Sooner the better.
Date.
Today.
Well, that is what I would,
Oh,
it'll
for
go
her
out
to
today.
complete it.
It'll go out today, and that allows, it's 10 days, longer than that.
Okay.
For a response.
To have
Or
it
an action.
removed, or what? Or the county will remove
At her
it?
expense.
10 days, 5 days.
What do you think's appropriate? That's open to discussion. I'm not quite sure. It probably took her a day to.
We're in the middle of a motion, so.
Oh, I'll second it.
Let's give a week.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to do immediate, to authorize Rick to write a letter for immediate removal of there. Is there any discussion? My discussion, I would like to add, we need to pick a date to have it done by. That would also coincide. If they don't have it done, I want our county crews out there to open it.
Well, I put
At
in the
her
19th
expense.
in the draft that I did in anticipation of authority
All right.
to send it, so.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't sending them out on a Saturday to open it.
I mean, that's,
19th is fair.
hopefully there's no emergency situations where the fire department needs to access it. Yeah.
No.
So you want 19th as the date?
Or sooner. Yeah, deadline.
We'll have it by that Friday, then it's not.
Yeah,
then you
the
send your crews in
16th.
on Monday.
Yep.
That's part of your motion, then you want to add that to your motion?
I thought I just did, but I'll do it, yeah. 19th deadline, or sooner.
Did you say the 16th? I thought when they said the 16th.
I would go for the 16th, but whatever, and then that way, like Rick said, county crews could go out the 19th and remove it if it's not down then.
That's fine with me.
So make a motion in 10 minutes.
16th is fine with me.
Okay.
for the deadline, and then we'd be out 19th taking care of it if it's not done by the 16th.
So it's been moved to have it done by the 16th
I'll second it.
and seconded. For the amendment of the 16th, any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Now on the motion to authorize Rick with the 16th as the date. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Next we have is a resolution to terminate 2080 agreement, Hardin County Development Alliance. This is the agreement that's been in effect, I believe, since the 90s, Alliance 1. And we are terminating one to reinitiate the new one. We revised it a little bit, and I'm asking for the termination.
I will move to approve the resolution to terminate the current 2080 agreement with the Hardin County Development Alliance.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Renee?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Lance?
Aye. Motion carries. Now you're unemployed for a few seconds, and next I have is a resolution approving the 2080 agreement for Hardin County Development Alliance.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the 2080 agreement for Hardin County Development Alliance.
And I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
On behalf of the Alliance, if this is approved, we do thank the supervisors and the county attorney's office for getting this finished. It's been kind of a process for all of us, so it's good to see it being
I feel like I should have brought a bottle of champagne.
Yes, you
Sorry for the delay. I've kind of been the goat in the room, but I do have a demo, so I do apologize.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Ron?
Aye.
Renee?
Aye.
Lance?
Aye. Motion carries. Utility permit, secondary roads.
No utility permits.
Anything on secondary roads?
Nothing new.
Nothing new. All right. Any other business? Hearing none, I'll ask for adjournment.
I will move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.